I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Okay, pins in place, locked down, secure. Now I'm ready to take the blades off. But first, I have to make sure that I pull the plug wire. And make sure the engine won't start. Okay, now we're safe and secure. Time to get down and get under. Okay, I already got the ignition killed from before. So now I'm going to connect up and install the blade lock. I imagine these things are on there tighter than the dickens. Okay. That's a 15/16 nut on there, so we'll take this breaker bar and we'll yank on it. Somebody on the assembly line is really happy with their torque wrench, because boy, they can put a lot of power on that nut there and draw it right down tight. There's no need at all to ever tighten up a nut that tightly. That star drive is not going to let that thing spin in there. And these blades are worn out. I can see that the edges are just about gone. But the big thing is that big old bite out of the end of the lift. That's what gives it the power to make a vacuum and blow stuff up into the bagger. Scouring a lot of dirt up off the ground out here, so that's wearing away that blade really fast. I'm going to need to get a new set of blades. No point sharpening these guys. There's not enough there to monkey with. So I'm going to put them back on, and next time I get down to Blaine, I'll pick up a set of blades. Same deal, putting them back on. Slip the blade into the little capturing device there. Make sure you got your star lined up on the shaft. Then you tighten it back up. Well, that was a big workup for no apparent gain. After I found that the blades were pretty much shot on this mower, I called around and tried to find blades for it. I found a set down at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Now at Lowe's they wanted $50. Blaine's wanted $32. Guess where I bought them? Came with the tractor, which worked for a whole year. But then I found out one of the problems with this kind of blade, it's called a high lift blade, and it tends to pick up dirt, which I noticed because I was blowing dust all over the place. So now we'll cut this plastic off. Have to be careful and point that blade away from myself. Don't want to cut myself. Wrapping everything in plastic is kind of a pain. I understand why they do it. Sure does make it hard on the consumer though. Because it is a big problem getting it off. Now these blades are not razor sharp. These are called mulching blade set. And it is a part number 9420616. 3-in-1 mulch, bag, and side discharge. Now it remains to be seen how well these do on throwing a bagger. And I'm using this breaker bar just because it's got the socket on it already. I don't need to tighten this up that much. I needed it to remove the blade, and I'll need it to remove the blade on the other side. Same process. A little different position because the chute on this side doesn't let me clamp it on the outside edge, so. But this will lock that blade. Works really good. I forget how much I paid for it. It was 10, 12 bucks. And I've had it, well, it's been through 6 mowers. Now, if I had tried to hold that blade with one hand while breaking that thing loose with the other, ain't no way it would have worked. That blade was on there way too tight. Somebody at the factory needs to check the torque specs on that installer air wrench. It's like going to a gas station and getting your tires rotated or something, and they tighten up the tire with the air wrench. Just over torque the dickens out of it. Gotta loosen this up. Rattle this around a little, get it lined up with the star. Okay. Good to go. Hopefully those new mulching blades will slow down some of the dust that this thing tends to kick all over the place. .50 psi sure does a nice job on that. Okay. Put the foam sock back on. No holes or tears in the filter. The air blew most of the dust out. Probably still a little bit in there. But the first time I mow the yard, it's going to have that much dust on it again. Okay, put it back in there. Press it down like it belongs. Okay. Put the spark plug wire back on. And we'll be able to drive her out of here. Well, it mows good. They're a little bit lower than the other blades. Scalped in a few spots, so the design of the blade is slightly different. And it sucks up just as much dust as the other set of blades, if not worse. does a fine job of mowing. I'm just going to have to raise the deck up one notch. Phew! Dusty. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. And I answer the good ones. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.